A fiery crash leaves one dead in Lexington. Hear from a witness who came up after the scene soon after it happened.
A threatening message has many people on the EKU campus concerned tonight how university leaders are trying to make them feel safe.
Some burglaries leaving many people in a Lexington neighborhood in shock. Who police think is behind the crimes.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. Witnesses are describing a horrible sight. A fiery crash killed one person on busy Lexington Road. Investigators say that person was trapped in a burning car.
That crash happened late this afternoon on Versailles Road near Westmoreland Road. You're looking at some eyewitness pictures from the scene. Versailles Road was closed for hours. Our Jordan Valines has the latest now on the investigation. It's our top story at 11.
All 4 lanes of this stretch of Versailles Road near the airport is now back open. That's after they were closed for several hours on Monday afternoon due to a fatal collision that happened about half the mile down the road from here. Around 4 Monday afternoon, Stuart Fanning was taking his typical route to his afternoon class.
I was driving down Versailles Road going to Lexington, and all of a sudden I saw plumes of smoke coming from the ground.
When the sight before him,
I thought there was a plane wreck until I got to see that there was a car involved.
Stopped him in his tracks.
And I could see there were multiple cars in the crash, and from what I saw, it looked like there was one car rear-ended the other, and the fire was just so substantial that it almost looked like there was at least 2 cars on fire.
Officials are still investigating what caused 3 cars to crash near the Woodford-Fayette County line. The crash causing 2 of the cars to catch on fire.
The glass must have broke during the impact, and there was flames coming out of all sides of the car.
The coroner says one person who was inside one of the burning cars died.
That's the first thing that I thought of. Someone had to have died because that's a very substantial car wreck.
At last check, the victim's identity had not yet been released. Several other people were also injured in this accident, and they have been taken to UK Hospital. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
The Fayette County coroner says it is too early to know the identity of the person who died. The car was burned beyond recognition. The coroner also says someone tried to rescue the victim from the burning car but couldn't reach that person.
You probably noticed it. Temperatures have taken a major drop in just the last 24 hours, and freezing drizzle and light snow causing some slick spots out there on the roads. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what he's tracking tonight. Chris?
Yeah, you mentioned that little area of light freezing drizzle. We had to use the ice scrapers in some cases a little earlier this evening in Lexington. Now comes a sugar coating of some light snow. You can actually see that on our live sky cam here at the station. Notice how the cars out back here have that little coating of snow on top of them. 26 degrees right now into Lexington, though a northerly wind at 10 miles an hour, making it feel a lot colder than that at 16 degrees. That same northerly wind is blowing another little round of some snow showers and light snow, or areas of light snow, into Lexington and Georgetown. Take you up close and personal. Folks around Midway seeing some flakes right on into the heart of Georgetown and Scott County, into northern parts of Fayette County. Folks around the Masterson Station subdivision up toward the Kentucky Horse Park, that I-64-75 northern split, seeing some of the flakes that extend a little farther to the north towards Sadieville, then into parts of Harrison County, southern parts of Grant County. That is diving its way from northwest to southeast. So another covering of snow is likely over the next little bit into parts of the Lexington metro. Broader view, not a whole lot that is out there, so that's why it's a very light snowfall as we continue with a lot of clouds throughout the area. So some more flurries or light snow showers tonight, but guys, it's all about the Arctic attacks that I'm tracking over the next several days. Very cold air, bitterly cold air, and some snow on the way.
Chris, thank you. Tonight, Highway 627 has reopened in Clark County after a tanker truck crash. The road was closed for hours near the Bourbon County line. This is video from Sky Drone Studios. It shows an aerial view of emergency crews on the scene of that crash. The tanker ended up on its side. Police say the truck was hauling butane. It crashed just after 3 this afternoon. People living nearby said they rushed to help the driver after the crash.
He was rattled, said that something had happened at the top of the hill. He had lost control, had went off our side of the ditch, and it just looked like a sardine can.
Police are still trying to figure out what caused the driver to lose control of that truck. He was taken to the hospital, but his condition is not known tonight. The road reopened about 8 tonight.
A tractor-trailer fire along northbound Interstate 75 in Lexington tied up traffic tonight. Firefighters say the truck ran over a mattress in the road, and the mattress somehow got caught near the rear wheels of the trailer. That then sparked a fire. Firefighters say the driver noticed smoke and pulled over near mile marker 103. Firefighters stopped the fire before it spread to the cab of the truck. No one was injured, but firefighters say the trailer has heavy damage. It's made many students and staff members tense and nervous over the last week. A threatening message found in a bathroom on the Eastern Kentucky University campus.
And police say that message implied there would be gun violence on campus this Wednesday. So tonight, EKU leaders are trying to calm nerves and assure everyone that the campus is safe. Sean Moody tells us what extra steps are now being taken.
An EKU spokesperson told me they've already increased security around campus since last week. They're hoping to be able to find the person who made that threat. They're also taking precautions for Wednesday. Most of the people I talked with on campus said there's been tension here ever since that message was found in a bathroom at Combs Hall.
The actual text was bringing gun to here, 211-15 dead students.
Scott Kaysen is the vice president of marketing and communications at EKU. He says while university police try to figure out who left the message, the administration is trying to help students and teachers get through the week.
Wednesday, February 11th will be as normal a day on campus as we can make it.
That doesn't mean the university isn't taking precautions. There will be increased security across campus on Wednesday, as well as at events like the Alton Brown program and the Morehead State EKU basketball game Wednesday night.
It seems like it's kind of 50-50 split. Like either they're really tense or they kind of don't care.
Students who were concerned didn't want to go on camera. They said they wouldn't be in class on Wednesday.
Most of my friends anyway are still going to go to class Wednesday. They're not too affected by it, but some of my other friends say they're going to stay in their dorms on Wednesday.
The university won't penalize students or teachers who don't show up. In fact, they're encouraging them to find alternative ways to complete assignments.
I think if we do that effectively, no matter who leveled this threat, whether we catch them or not, I believe we will demonstrate that as a community, we're not going to be deterred from our mission.
One grad student who didn't want to go on camera told me she hopes police find that person before Wednesday. She says as long as that person is still out there, there will still be tension here on campus. In Richmond, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Kentucky State Police have a post on campus. They say they'll also have an increased presence at EKU Wednesday.
Tonight, Lexington police are trying to track down some young burglars chased off from a neighborhood. This morning, police say 2 juveniles were knocking on doors on Hunter's Green Court in the Andover neighborhood. If no one was home, police say the juveniles would try to force their way inside. Police say they got inside 2 homes before a neighbor saw them and tried to block them from leaving, but the pair drove through a yard to get away. A woman who lives nearby says this is normally a quiet neighborhood.
It's pretty crazy. Nothing like this ever happens around here. Very scary and unsettling.
Police say the 2 burglars were driving a black Honda CR-V with bullet hole stickers on the driver's side door.
Tonight, 3 people face reckless homicide charges in Knox County. Police say they didn't call for help when a woman overdosed. The Knox County Sheriff's Office arrested Amy Kane, her husband Harvey Kane, and Joshua Rader. Deputies were originally called to a home on Walton Road for a burglary in progress. When they arrived, they say they had to chase Rader into a nearby home.
Of course, he slammed the door where I couldn't get in. The door's locked. After breaking the door, that's when I found the female. She's non-responsive.
Neighbors say the unresponsive woman was Felicia West, Rader's girlfriend. Deputies say she may have survived the overdose if the other 3 people with her had called 911 for help.
Kentucky lawmakers are now considering 2 bills designed to fight the state's heroin problem. The House version of the heroin bill was unveiled this afternoon. It proposes more treatment options for heroin addicts, and it would set up a new tiered system for offenders, separating small-time peddlers from big-time dealers. One lawmaker says she lost her nephew to a heroin overdose.
Young people are dying, and we have to act. So in honor of Wes, this bill is after his birthday, 2/13.
The Senate also has its own version of a heroin bill. It features more money for treatment and a provision not to prosecute overdose survivors for possession charges.
The Fayette County Board of Education has hired a national search firm to help find the district's next superintendent. During a meeting tonight, the board voted to hire ProAct Search. Board members say they're expecting a base contract of $22,000 with the firm. ProAct focuses on superintendent searches for school districts of more than 20,000 students.
Speaking of weather to deal with tonight, people in New England are digging out from yet another major snowstorm. 2 feet of snow fell on Boston as the city has now set a new record for snowfall this winter. The heavy snow caused trolleys and trains to stall in Boston today. The city's entire rail system is now shut down until Wednesday, and the governor of Massachusetts is demanding some answers.
Public transportation is an important part of what goes on in this place, especially during bad weather. And I do want to have a debrief once the dust settles a bit here.
The Boston area is also under a state of emergency. Schools are closed and non-essential government employees have been told to stay home. So far, Boston has received nearly 74 inches of snow this winter. Tonight, 4 people face charges in connection to the murder of a Bell County woman, and we're learning more about that investigation.
State police say some stolen items from the home where Deborah Baker was killed last month led to the arrest. Over the weekend, they arrested Brenda Miller, Charles Gilbert Jr., Chad Love, and Varian Johnson. All have been charged with murder and burglary.
It's a crime that, should have never happened. This female came over to this residence to stay with her family, and now we're working a murder investigation.
Baker's family members say she knew one of the suspects, Brenda Miller. Police have not said what they think led to the murder.
Tonight, an employee of a Richmond donut shop has been accused of breaking into it. Over the weekend, Richmond police arrested 42-year-old Kimberly Kelly and charged her with burglary. Police say back in December, she broke into Poppy's Donuts on the Eastern Bypass and stole money. Police say their investigation later led them to Kelly, who works at the store.
Tonight, the Better Business Bureau has a new alert for Anthem insurance customers. Last week, Anthem announced hackers had gained access to the personal information of tens of millions of customers. The BBB says some Anthem customers have since been the target of phishing scams. Some customers have received emails claiming to be from Anthem asking for account information. The BBB says this is just a scam. Anthem is contacting customers by mail.
Tonight, a new disturbing report is sounding an alarm about how easily hackers could gain control of your car and steal your personal information. The report from U.S. Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts claims nearly all cars are at risk of being hacked. He says hackers could take control of cars and steal personal data through a vehicle's wireless technology. His report claims only 2 automakers are able to diagnose or respond to this sort of hacking in real time.
We now need a rating system for security, for safety for that vehicle from it being hacked by an outsider.
Cybersecurity experts want the federal government to go even further and regulate how car makers build technology and the information they collect from consumers.
Some new parking spaces are being set up to help businesses on a downtown Lexington block. The Lexington Parking Authority says 4 temporary metered parking spaces along with a temporary loading zone will be installed this week in the 100 block of South Upper Street. Parking has been blocked on this street in recent months because of the Centerpoint project. The Parking Authority says the new spaces should be in place by Wednesday.